playground. We don't give ourselves probably enough time to play with new ideas and things because we feel like maybe it's eating into our work schedule and we're losing money and this kind of thing. So if you want to try out those back burner ideas, here's a good place to do it because your voice is as strong as anybody else's. You can chat, compare skills, transfer skills, help each other. But as I say, it's a good opportunity. Learn some useful disciplines. If you don't know these kinds of things, like code sharing, agile team working, deployment tactics, some of these can be quite high-level stuff. Some of them can be really fundamentally core level in how you do your business day to day, how you work day to day, and it can transform the way you do things. Again, Mark Glover was telling me that in the car on the way down, how just the past couple of months have changed everything, the way he works. So working towards common goals, achieving together, equivalent of collaboration, we're the client, so the risks are low. We're not trying to please anybody else apart from ourselves here. So that's a good thing, I think. But also will probably be quite tough as a client, as you always are when you're doing your own stuff. But because it's spread out, it's not just to use an individual, it's actually going to be a bit easier. Socialise and get away from that screen, which you're all guilty of. As an example, as well as Digpen's own website, which also fits in here, we need to combine as many of these skills in this room and in the wider community as possible into a single project, for now at least. And one idea is to do an online shop, which basically covers all the design, technical, marketing, and other areas that I haven't mentioned, the whole range within the room. Makes use of existing skills. We're not trying to build a rocket, we're building a website, that's what we do, apart from games. We could try something that we wouldn't do ourselves or on our own. Probably launch with very low costs with the knowledge we all have together. It may be even free. And we can hopefully support Digpen events and other community activities by raising some money and using it within the community. So at the moment we're asking for donations and anybody who wants to help out, but actually if we can make that money together, then we've really helped ourselves. And we could potentially do bigger things that we wouldn't otherwise be able to do. So simple, please do this today. Fill in that paper form I've given out. If you haven't got one, there's more in this folder at the front here, so just come and get them, please. It's all very freestyle, it's not too rigid, it's quite brief. Noting experience which would really help drive the projects, even if you've just used a particular tool that you think would be great, write it down, just put it in the pot. Indicate whether you would like to work on a collaborative project versus just helping out a bit, so you might be able to give a bit of advice versus actually being a full-on developer. Pop the form in the box provided. I don't know whether we've got a box yet, but hopefully there'll be. We can use that box down there. Okay, brilliant. Box down the front. And then the post-it notes or the cards that we've got, even if you just pin one idea or thought to the board or in the box that you've had, that's going to be 50 ideas at least. So that'd be fantastic. This is an interesting one. This is where Shopify came in. Can we win $100,000? The competition is currently running for May the 1st of December. That's the grand prize. It's open to UK residents. It wasn't last year. You have to launch a shop on their system. You have to pay their fees, but you have to work within their system and beat all the other entrants by achieving the highest sales amount averaged over only 2 months. Well, the likelihood is we won't win that. But because this is the example, the handmade Dodo case for iPad won last year, and their revenue was it $1 million in revenue. So they did really, really well. But it has to be a brand new business, everything new. The shop is the first shop that you've ever created for the idea, so it's kind of fun. But does winning matter? Probably not. We'll all learn a lot from the process, including being given access to business heavyweights within the competition structure. They've got big names like Seth and Tim Ferriss all kind of helping out and coming in there. So even the shop could actually be promoted without you even trying, because they're promoting the competition themselves. So you could actually get out there and be quite good. Those are the 2 links I can give people later if they need them, but it's pretty obvious to find. It is just an idea, because ultimately you might not want to use Shopify at all. It was just one idea. But that's the kind of thing we're looking for. If people want to do a shop, want to get involved in that, have a great system that they already use, and they've got some good ideas, and they're designers who want to design t-shirts, whatever you're thinking, lob it in the pot. There's my details, there's Sophie's details, that's it. How'd I do on time? Any questions? No? No. That makes sense?
I guess there'll be sort of, as many different ideas on shops as people, aren't there, at the end?
Absolutely.
Bounce all the ideas around and come up with someone's going to have to make a difficult decision.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to see what all the various pros and cons are.
And how we make that decision, you know, we'll have to come to that, won't we? I doubt that it will be a committee, it will probably be some kind of, you know, democratic thing. So, yeah.
Just so I get an idea of how many, can you tell me how many people were at Digpen 1? Show of hands. Okay, so that was in Plymouth. And how many were at Digpen 2 in Exeter? Yeah, great. So how many of you people knew, you know, this is your first Digpen? Okay, right, that's brilliant. And the whole purpose of us doing this down in Cornwall was obviously to get Cornwall involved. So we don't want to kind of repeat everything we've done before, but we do need a bit of catch up on, I suppose, what we've been doing and what we're about. It came together just really, I needed web developers for my project and I didn't know any in the area, so I started using LinkedIn to talk to people and found there was a huge number. So I thought, hey, I'll run the seminar, we'll get them all together, and it turned out there was a massive appetite for people in the area to get to know other people, and we started just discussing the idea of collaborating more, and it's grown from that. Overnight, just everybody just seems to be at that place where they'd like to collaborate more, and I think maybe the web has brought us to that point, because we're using the social tools and we're realising that locality is also important. It seems that the web went, you know, we could all do our business with people in other countries, and then we all became completely, you know, reclusive and not talking to anybody, and now we all want to get to know our neighbours again. So this is kind of what's grown, and obviously everybody said, you know, we need a website, what about a website? Now I've resisted building a website or creating a logo, we've got a name, that's it. Because I really wanted this to be a community thing, and it's not so much the produce at the end of it. The produce will be great, but it's actually the process of us coming together and actually trying to do something as a community together that's really important. So I was really keen that I didn't lead these projects, and I'm keen that I don't do anything at all, really. So if anybody wants to do anything, you know, just come tell me you want to do it, and I'll give it to do. But Sophie's really kindly agreed to take on the web project. And then Glenn was just, we would suggest, saying, oh, how can we raise some money? And he saw this Shopify competition and suggested that we said, hey, what, you know, it was on Twitter, why don't we just go for this? I said, yeah, go on, Glenn, you know, it's your job, go do it. So warned, if you have an idea, don't tell me, because I will not.
I was going to say, don't tell Frankie your idea.
Yeah.
Really don't.
So that's kind of where we're at, and it's really about everybody here, and also the people who aren't here. There's a huge number on the way, who knows if they'll ever get here, but we've got it all on video, so they're all going to see it all. It's a great community that's grown online, and hopefully we'll use the online tools as much as the meetings to get to know each other, so people can come to the meetings and still be connected. So I'm just going to hand over to Sophie and Glenn now, and we can do just a bit more discussion about thoughts on the projects and going forward, and whether people want to be involved and what their ideas are. So yeah, Sophie, over to you.
Yeah, I had to kind of rush the user stories cards at the end there. Is everybody clear about the idea? Is that cool? And basically we've got this high tech, as you can see, my really useful box. And I mean, just drop the card in there if you're not sure about it, or you know, I loved this corkboard all the way from Devon to Cornwall, so it's, you know, so probably we might as well use it. And you know, I think, you know, the card, you know, you can just pin a card to it, it'll get quite full quite quickly, but that just gives you an opportunity to see what other people have said. And I think, you know, as I say, I think as you have ideas during the day. Does anyone have any questions about what we might do on this collaboration day?
Yeah, because I didn't talk about it.
No. Yes, Andy.
You could try telling people what you've got in mind.
Yeah, that would be, yeah, that would be more helpful, wouldn't it? So
I
think we're in one of those days that sort of Glenn and I and Frankie have talked about this idea for quite a long time, and it just sort of seems obvious to us now what the idea is. The plan is essentially to get together as a sort of hopefully a workable sized group, and you know, 4 or 5 people have already said to me yes, they'd like to take part in that, and you know, at this point I don't want to exclude anybody. If we end up with 30 people all wanting to work on this, we'll just somehow have to make that size of group kind of work. and just go through. I think probably first stage with that, you know, some brainstorming around what the ideas are. And a few people have already come forward with what I think are very sensible ideas that are probably the sort of thing we want to take forwards. So, taking the skill map forwards, basically, and building a proper sort of web searchable version of the skill map. So it's not just all, you have to log into a Google Doc and hopefully, I have this terror with the skill map, I'm going to delete somebody else's record or edit their skills form by mistake. So make that searchable, make that findable. So I think that, you know, there's quite a hardcore sort of development area with that probably. And obviously a sort of information hub is really needed to tie together these different resources we've got and, you know, just give information about the events and stuff like that. So I think that's probably more a side where people with the sort of design and content skills and things like that will really come into it. And then obviously, you know, brainstorming some product ideas for the shop.
How many people have built shops? So that's quite a few already, that's your bad experience. But even if you haven't, you'll have ideas.
Yeah, exactly. You know, to a certain extent, I think the format of the day will come out of what the people who come to the day would like to get out of it. And I can see that, you know, some of us probably want to just sit in a room and have ideas and play with post-it notes all day, and other people will become like, oh my god, no, can we go and geek out somewhere with our laptops and actually start building something? The venue we're hoping to use in Princetown, assuming everybody is up for coming up to Princetown, we'll have access both to the central meeting room and also various sort of breakout areas, so there'll be lots of scope for people to say, right, the three of us are really interested in building X.
Sorry, where's Princetown?
Oh, sorry, Princetown is in the middle of Dartmoor, basically. Next to the prison, yes, we won't be in the prison, that is not the venue that I have in mind. But, you know, you're right there on the moor. There's a couple of pubs that are just more tea rooms than one village really ought to decently have. You know, so, you know, if you just want to come for half the day and, you know, maybe bring the family up and go off and explore Dartmoor a bit in the afternoon or something, that would be absolutely fine. We're going to try and do it.